As we all know, one of the real treasures of the choir is that it's quite a distinguished group of individuals with many connections to Lycoming each other and who go on to do incredibly wonderful things. And so it's so special to see so many familiar faces and people who have cared so much about the Lycoming community and in particular the Lycoming Choir. And with that, I wanted to turn it over to our MC this morning, Dr. Tom Wolfe. Would you please come forward? It's been an honor to work with many alumni, including Tom, and if you note, many on the who were part of this celebration today. Wanted to thank everyone for their active and engaging role in celebrating today. So thank you so much indeed.
Well, it's now officially afternoon, so good afternoon, everyone. It's a very special privilege that we have today to be together and to celebrate the presence in our lives of two wonderful, special in every way people, Fred and Pat Thayer. We are now telling stories with each other. We have been since we arrived, and we're going to continue that long into the rest of this day and really the rest of our lives. But we've gathered to celebrate Fred and Pat and how they have been giving to us, not just when we were students here, but throughout the years as our lives have all unfolded in myriad ways. So today we have gathered to express our love and our respect for them, to put into words what we feel. We'll actually even do a little singing. We have started with singing. It was fun to watch Fred stand next to Fred when he found out he was going to conduct all of us without warning. But so when we sing together, we feel the same thing together. And so that's been a part of this special day. So Fred and Pat, I want you to look around the room. You know, I want us all to really look around the room. We've all had that experience when we've been traveling someplace and you find somebody who went to Lycoming, and if you were in the choir, you say, by the way, did you sing in the choir? And that person said, yeah, I sang in the choir. And you go, because you know something. We don't even need to say words, we just have that experience together. But look around this room. This day, we have represented in here all of the generations of all of the choirs that you have conducted, Fred. And we have come together because we love you. Simple equation, but it is profoundly meaningful to all of us. So we want you to feel the spirit in this room, and we want you both to just feel and absorb and receive. Now, Fred, I know that's a challenge for you because you tend to get us onto a question about us rather than allowing us to inquire about you. So today, Fred, go against your nature for a little bit and just receive what we have to share and absorb what we have to say and feel it as we feel it with you, so that, and then take it with you into all of your days. We are your choir in this room. We are your choir. Because this is a reunion day, and I'm going to take just a moment and just take one moment of personal privilege to share with you about another reunion. All of us, have had experiences with Fred and Pat that have, filled in over time. And things we may not have even known when we were here singing in the choir. But there was an experience that I had professionally that connected me back to Fred. It was my privilege working at Syracuse University, as I do now, but in a previous relationship with the university, to have administrative responsibilities for the Hendricks Chapel Choir on the campus of Syracuse University in Hendricks Chapel. And I was the new dean at the time, and the director of the choir came to me, and he was a little nervous because here was this new guy, and is he going to change anything seriously? And I looked at the director and I said, you are safe with me. First of all, this choir is still of great value to the institution, and that's predominantly why we continue to support it. But there's something you need to know about me, and that is I have had my own profound experience in a college choir. And because of that experience, I know the value of it for our students now in this choir. And so if anything, it's not going to stay the same. We're going to deepen the relationship and support it in new ways so that those students can have this experience. But it's born out of how it was modeled for me when I was at Lycoming College. And he began to relax, and I said, but that's not the end of the story. The choir director in my generation at Lycoming was also a student at Syracuse University at one time who sang in the Hendricks Chapel Choir, and his name is Fred Thayer. And I said, so not only do I feel it for myself, and not only do I see it for the importance that it has for these students, but I know the person for whom choral conducting became an idea for himself when he sang in this choir. And it was my privilege several years later to receive a call from Fred, and he said, Tom, I'm celebrating my 40th reunion, or my 40th anniversary from Syracuse University, and I'm on sabbatical, and I'd like to write a piece for the choir. What he didn't know when he made that call was that he said he didn't know that the choir was in rotation to go on an international tour, and we were going to go to China right after commencement. I said, perfect timing, Fred. So Fred composed this piece, and it was my delight to receive Pat and Fred for the weekend of the farewell tour at the end of for the spring concert, and to hear his piece performed for the first time by his alma mater choir. But it was very special for me to take Fred up on the stage and introduce him to the Hendricks Chapel Choir and bring that reunion possible, and to introduce him as my choir director. And so we pass these words on and these experiences on generation to generation to generation. And it is a gift indeed.